Welcome back, it's 9, and today we have a lot to discuss. We're going to be talking about Sony's next acquisition, likely being in Japan. We've got a Haven Studio update, a PSVR 2 update, and Sony AI and Polyphony Digital collaborating on a project. And let's kick it off with this next PlayStation acquisition likely happening in Japan. This is all according to Dr. Serkan Toto, CEO of Tokyo-based game industry consultancy Canton Games. A lot of it is about how foreign companies cannot just come in and buy Japanese companies. Is kind of saying that it's unlikely that Microsoft will just jump in and start buying all these Japanese publishers or studios. And it also says that if anything, Sony is at home field advantage. The exact quote says, Sony, of course, has a home field advantage, and some of the challenges that would come up for Microsoft would not apply to Sony. He says it doesn't have to be one of the publicly traded powerhouses, but I believe Sony is at least considering making a move in Japan soon. Now, this is obviously speculation. This is not a fact or anything like that, but a lot of people are talking about this online. You know, some reputable sources, some people doing pure speculation, analysts, that it makes sense for Sony to start buying studios or maybe even a publisher in Japan, being that they are kind of in the acquisition game right now with Microsoft starting it off and a lot more happening in terms of acquisitions from many sides of the industry. It only makes sense for Sony to start doing this, and they are very much somebody who can actually do this because they are a Japanese company. So it makes sense that they would want to take advantage of this. And we think about who could be the companies that they would go ahead and do this with. And we talked about this in a previous video, and that would be like Capcom in terms of publishers and Square Enix, but Capcom would be cheaper than Square Enix, and they've worked with Capcom a lot. So I could definitely see them going the route with Capcom and still keep third-party or games on third-party platforms with some titles, so they wouldn't necessarily have to make all those games exclusives. They could still keep some multiply games and rake in the money from that as well, like Monster Hunter, for example. That's a great multiply game that's going to make them a lot of money, and I feel like this is something that makes a lot of sense, really. It'd be nice to see FromSoftware. It would be nice to see Square Enix. It would be nice to see Konami, but I mean, reality is that Konami is only valuable for their IPs. I don't even know that they really have any studios that are doing any amazing work right now. And as far as we know, after Metal Gear Survive, it shows that there really isn't much talent left on Konami's side of things when it comes to video games. They just have precious IP. Now, next up, we're going to talk about Haven Studio. We got an update about this. It's pretty important. So this new interview with Jade Raymond on Haven Studio, and their first project reveals it's coming to PS5 and PC. Remember, we talked about this in a previous video. I said these games as a service games are likely going to launch day and date with PC or shortly after, and it's making sense that this is going to be the case because they're going to make as much want to make as much money as possible. The company has also tripled in size. Tripled in size. That's crazy in a short period of time. The first game is a persistent and scalable evolving online environment. Interesting that this is a first game, so my assumption is they must be working on multiple titles. And lastly, the team wants to push the PS5 console and will collab with Sony. So it's very important details here. This is going to be a big effort on Haven Studios' part. I think it's going to be an interesting project. Obviously, there's just not all the details in the world here, but some important details here. We know it's going to be a live service game. I think that's kind of a given at this point. It's going to be something that they're kind of delving into at the moment, and it's going to be a PS5 PC title, which again, I'm not surprised about. So the one possibility could be that it'd be coming to PC eventually, because it technically doesn't state exactly there's going to be a PS5 PC day and date, but I think it's going to be PS5 PC day and date. I think that's something we just got to get used to, especially with these live service games. They're trying to make money on these games so they can deliver those single-player AAA exclusives that we love so much, right? And also make a lucrative business out of it. Obviously, it's very important to them. So I totally understand that as well. But that's our Haven Studio update. Next up, we have PSVR 2. Got an update on this front, and it's not a good one. It's looking like we might not get this in this year. So in a statement published today by Tobii AB, which calls itself the global leader in eye tracking and pioneer of attention computing, announced it's currently in negotiation with Sony Interactive Entertainment to be the eye tracking technology provider in SIE's new VR headset. So this tells us that the headset is not in full production due to components not even being finalized. So it doesn't make sense for this to be in full production. So it could mean that we're not going to see this year. It could be late this year or it could be in early 2023. But I think we'll see more details about it. But as far as it being ready for this year, I'd be surprised at this point. Not to say that they can't move quickly and do something, but I feel like at this point it's looking more like a 2023 release. But based on the rumors that we had from some reliable sources, we were hoping to see it in 2022. But again, 2023 would be all right as well. We got a lot going on this year. So 2023, launch new hardware, amazing. Pair it with the PS5. We'll have a lot going on. Hopefully some good launch titles. I think Horizon will be one of them for sure. And then we'll see what else they can bring to the table. But yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that they need to make sure that this is solidified perfect, so when it launches that everyone's happy with it, and I feel like that's what's going to happen here. But we'll see what happens. Time will tell. Now, lastly, I want to talk about Sony AI and Polyphony Digital's collaboration. This is an interesting one. So this tweet says, on February 9th, our team is excited to launch our gaming flagship and announce a breakthrough project in AI created through a collab with Polyphony Digital and SIE. Enjoy this sneak peek. We got a teaser trailer, and it looks like it will be something we can see implemented into Gran Turismo. This will likely help with making AI drivers much more intelligent, human-like. This could also apply to other PlayStation games in the future, and probably a lot of other things that I don't know yet, and we'll shortly find out what's happening with this Sony AI project. It's very interesting. I'm intrigued. I would love to see this take a route where we see like super smart, realistic AI. That'd be so friggin' awesome. But we'll see what happens. I could also be wrong, and there could be something else to it. So if you know something that I don't know, please let me know in the comments, naturally. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think of all of this. Number one, who do you want to see Sony acquire in Japan, if that's a possibility? How do you feel about this Haven Studio update launching PS5, PC, the company size tripling, possibly multiple games, which I'm thinking multiple games for sure, the collaboration with Mark Cerny, this PSVR 2 update? How do you feel about the possibility of this not happening until 2023? Are you even excited about PSVR 2? And lastly, the Sony AI and Polyphony Digital collab. Let me know what you think. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos. Hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.